In this article, I had talked about the potential of improving your Infobarrel articles with LSI, or latent semantic indexing. And I also mentioned in the article the use of a free tool to locate good LSI keywords. Now, you work hard to write your articles, and why not make sure you're getting the greatest benefit from each one? And as I mentioned in the article, basically, latent semantic indexing, or LSI, simply refers to adding relevant keywords to your article. In this video, I'll show you that free tool and how it works. In this video, I mentioned an article about LSI, or latent semantic indexing, and you can find that article and others if you'll search Infobarrel.com for one-click learning. This is a tool, and you'll find it at this domain, lsikeywords.com. It couldn't be simpler to use. You simply type or paste in your main keyword. So let's assume that we're searching, or we're preparing an article, or we may have even already written an article on acne treatments that work, and we want to find out what relative keywords we might use to improve our rankings. Now, you have your choice. You can search the top 5 sites on the Google's first page, or you can search any number up to 10. Okay, I'm going to leave this at 5 in the interest of time here, and it just depends on how many words you're looking for. Well, if you'll do a search with this, and you can set another filter on here, exclude words with less than 2 words or 3 words, so that you're not going to get words back with at and is and that type of thing in it. And of course, not only are you looking for good related keywords, but what you're looking for is related keywords that appear in those top 5 or 10 articles, because if all 5 or 10 of those top articles have the same words in it, that's a pretty good indication that Google is looking at some of those words and saying, okay, these are the important words, and if these articles have these words in them, they must be pretty authoritative. So once you put your keyword phrase or keyword in there, click on Submit Query. By the way, you can also exclude certain keywords. Perhaps you came to this site and did your first search, and maybe the words that you got weren't exactly good words, and you don't want them to come up in another search, so you can put those words in and exclude them. All right, let's actually let the tool do its work now. These are the type of results you'd expect to get, and it breaks it down in column of the single words, 2-word phrases, and 3-word phrases. And not only that, but it tells you how many times each one of those words appear. So acne itself, as you would well expect, is going to appear quite a few times. So in those top 5 sites, it appears 380 times. Treatment, 100. Acnezine, 84, and so on down. In the 2-word phrases, acne treatment. Here's another thing I want to point out to. Whenever you're doing keyword research, always be aware of singular and plural. As you see here, the singular of this gets more searches than the plural. This could be very important. That extra 19 searches a day or a month, depending on how that search engine is set up, could be very important to you. Okay. Now, of course, these are not the amount of searches it gets, but when you do a search term using the Google tool or any other, pay close attention to singular and plural. And you can go down here, and what I like to do is try to choose some of the words that are up in the highest repetitive place. So if a treatment reviews is in here 18 times, that might be very much more important than going down below and finding one that's only appearing 5 times in all those. And then you can move over to the 3-word phrases and see how those work. And then up above here, it actually lists the 5 sites that it checked. Okay, so you can actually open up the site and look the site over if you want to see what your competition is looking at, or looking like rather. All right, now what I like to do is gather 10 to 20 of what I think are pretty decent looking keywords, and then I'm going to run those through Google's tool to find out what kind of search volume they get. I mean, as long as I'm doing this, I'm looking for related keywords, why not look for related keywords if I can find them that get a high search volume? Because each one of those search terms could bring additional traffic to my article if I include them in the article. So I'll copy those to a notepad, and then I'll run those through the Google keyword tool to see what kind of search volume they get. It's a very simple process. Simply paste in your list of keywords, and then if you're really fussy and you really want to get a good idea of words without spending a lot of time looking at too many, sometimes I will set an advanced option by clicking on advanced option, and then you can type in say 1,000. I don't want to look at any keyword that doesn't get at least 1,000 searches a month, and hit your enter key, and that'll set that filter, and when you do the search it'll eliminate anything under 1,000 or 500 or whatever it is that you want to run. Okay, so after you run them now, and always make sure that it's on exact and not broad over here on the left. So I'm going to click on exact and take broad off, and you'll see it'll make a marked difference in the amount of traffic that we're getting. Alright, and then the other thing I like to do is click at the top of I use local searches. You can also look at global. I like to look at local. I'll click up here so that it lists them from the highest to the lowest. Okay, and so these are the 15 words in here, and you'll see that some of them didn't show up. Why is that? Well, because they're probably not getting enough traffic to even show up. But it looks like we ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those words. And you can kind of get an idea of the amount of competition you have, but you don't get a good idea. So now you can take these and you can download this, and then take each one of these words and run it, do a Google search, and check your competition. And you do that by actually, well, let's just take one and see. What I've done here is just opened up a Google page and I've done a search for acne treatment. Right, the only thing I'm concerned about on here now is the top. Usually I'm concerned about the top 4 positions. If I figure that on any keyword I'm using, if I can beat out any one of those top 4 positions, that's a good keyword. And the way I test that is I'm using Firefox here, and I'm using an add-on called SEO Quake, which brings up a lot of information. For instance, it tells me the page rank. So the top site on page 1 right now for acne treatment is a page rank 6. However, it has absolutely no links, no Google links back to this page. Remember that websites are not rated, individual pages are rated. When we're talking about articles, it's your article that's going to be rated. Okay, so this one could be a little tough, page rank 6. The next thing I look for is the keyword in the domain, or we're not talking about domains here, but in the article's title. That's important also. So I can look at these first 5. Next one's a page rank 5. Next one is a page rank 4. Next one's a page rank is below the video here is a page rank 5. So by looking at this, I can get kind of an idea of if those keywords might be too much competition. And with a little more effort, I might be able to find some better related keywords that don't have as much competition. Okay, remember that each one of those keywords that you have in your article brings in the potential of someone searching for that term and ending up at your article. And I never put the words in quotes, because if you put your words in quotes, then you're looking at a exact match, and that means that it's going to skew your results. Because have you ever, unless you were searching for keywords used, if you were just searching for something, if you were someone looking for acne treatment, would you ever search in quotes? No, you're going to search just by typing in that keyword. And so what I'm looking for is I want to know what kind of competition I have if the person that's doing the searching types in a specific keyword and they would not put it in quotes. Now, supposing those keywords that you chose, suppose the majority of them had really severe competition. Well, then you can come back to your original keyword search and scroll down through here and see what other words might have lighter competition, and then compare those with the words that you got from the LSI tool. So it takes a little bit of work to do it, but when you consider the advantages that's going to give you and the possibility of getting your article to rank, all that work you've done to write that article, you don't want that thing to disappear into some hidden database someplace. You want it to be on the first page of Google so it will pay off for you. As with anything on the internet nowadays, there's always faster ways of doing things, and usually faster means you have to buy something. And I do use a paid tool. It's under $30 at the present, but it saves me hours and hours because it allows me to bring those words back, and it rates them for me. It automatically takes into effect the title, whether it's in the URL or not, whether the title's in the subject line. It looks at the competition. It looks at the cost per click. It rates all those things, looks at the page rank, and then it comes back and it tells me whether the keyword is good or bad. It rates them from amazing down to all the way down to bad. So if you've got some good keywords, they'll be listed from amazing at the top, then they'll be great, then good, then bad, then terrible. This one ended up with a great down here at the bottom. But at any rate, even with this little list that we just ran, I could say I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 keywords on here that I could use right away. So if I could work that into my article, that would help me greatly. And if I'm really if I really want to make sure my article has the best chance, I'll go back and get some others. Now, I could use some of these, even though they're rated bad. Google might use that to that will help my LSI, but it's not going to do much for bringing any more free traffic. So it's a trade-off. You have to decide with yourself. I'm not going to spend the time trying to find words that are high traffic, low competition. I'm just looking for words that Google considers good related words. That decision is up to yours, but up to you. But you can see that how easy this really is to do. All it takes is a little bit of time. So I hope this information will help you get all you can get out of your Infobarrel articles.